Hello and welcome. We are going to get started with flow number 1 from a seated position. I do have that yoga block underneath me. I highly recommend that you sit one under you so you can get your hips up away from the ground just to ensure that we can lengthen the spine up tall. Feel the sternum lengthening. The belly should be pulling in just a little bit. If for any reason it's difficult for you to sit this way, just move the feet out away. It gives more room for the ankles, knees, and hips to be able to sit on the floor. Otherwise, we tuck the feet in, sit right up onto the sit bones on that block, and then let the hands rest gently on the legs. We will begin from this seated position, allowing the eyes to come closed. We'll give ourselves just this moment to tune in to what we're doing over this next 30 minutes. Allow the shoulders to gently draw down the back, and then feel those shoulders just melting into the body. The hands are heavy on your legs, indicating that you've relaxed your arm muscles. And then as the eyes are closed, we just allow the breath to become full. Inhaling, belly expands. Exhaling, belly falls. So as you gently breathe in, the belly moves out. As you exhale, the belly naturally just falls back in toward the spine. Feel your facial muscles softening. The forehead, the temples, the cheekbones. And feel the eyes relaxing into the head. The jaw and the chin relaxing. And there is a sense of relaxation across the entire face. Now that we've established this relaxed feeling, we're focused here on the moment. Let's just let the eyes softly blink back to open, but keeping the awareness within, re-lengthening that spine nice and tall, inhaling the breath as the arms come all the way up high toward the sky. Spread the fingers, pull the belly in, and look up toward the hands. Bring the hands back down onto the knees, and then round the spine and tuck the chin. Bring the chin down toward the heart. Breathing in, rise up, lengthening the spine. Send the hands all the way back up. This time, interlace the fingers. Pull that belly in firmly as you spin the palms toward the sky. Bring the hands down toward the crown of the head, and then press the arms back to feel a stretch in the chest and the shoulders. Keep pressing the arms back and back and back. Keep the arms back behind the head as you lengthen through the arms and look up to your hands. Slowly release the hands all the way down onto the knees, rounding the spine and tucking the chin. Breathing in, lengthen the spine. Lift the chin, lift the chest. Send the hands all the way up, looking up. And this time, lower the hands halfway down. Draw the arms firmly into the shoulders so it feels like the arms are squeezing into the ribs. And then rotate toward the right, keeping the spine long. Hold the rotation as you reach the hands toward the sky. Pull the belly in tight to keep the spine lengthened and the spine stable. Lower the arms halfway down. Rotate the other direction. Hold the rotation, but reach the hands toward the sky. Activate your core. Pull the belly in. Lower the hands halfway down. Rotate back to center. Lower the hands onto the knees, around the spine, and tuck the chin. And then look up and lengthen the spine. Send the hands all the way up. Palms face each other. Lengthen tall through the spine. Squeeze the belly. Push the feet into the ground so you're solid in your lower body. And then side bend over to the right. As you side bend right, press your left side sit bone back down into the block. Notice how easy it is to let the arm fall away from the ear. We're going to do our best to keep that arm right up close to the ear. Keep stretching as you keep your sit bones centered on the block. And then release all the way up. Lengthen the spine first and then side bend over to your left. Press the right side sit bone down into the floor so you stay stable in the low body. And then reach deeper into that side bend. And then release all the way back up, lengthen it out. Lower the hands down onto the knees, round the spine and tuck the chin. We're really using the abdominals here strong and steady, so pull the belly in tight as the arms come all the way up high. Bring the palms to touch. Wrap the thumbs around each other. Point the fingers toward the ceiling, lengthen the spine. Bend the elbows, bring the hands behind the head, and then arc the spine, widen the elbows, look up. Really pull the belly in tight. The low back should feel protected here. Look up, look up, look up. Reach the hands all the way up. Push the palms together. Lower the hands down onto the heart. Release the hands onto the knees. Round the spine and tuck the chin. Releasing the spine, lengthening, looking up. Send the hands all the way up high. Look up, lengthen. Lower the hands all the way down onto the knees, round the spine and tuck the chin. All right, fantastic start. Let's keep going. Remove that block out from underneath and come up into tabletop, onto hands and knees. Now from here, after having sat there for so long, we're just going to move the legs around a little bit. So move all the way up to the front of your mat and then just stretch the right leg back, toes down onto the ground, and then switch sides. Left leg back, put the toes onto the ground, push back, and switch sides. One more time, right leg back, and then left leg back. And then back into tabletop position. Move the knees hip width apart, so about 5 inches of space between the knees. We're going to do a little movement for the wrist. You're going to flip the hands so that the fingers of the left hand point toward the knee. And if this is too difficult of a stretch, just scoot the fingers closer to the knee. That'll make that stretch much easier. If you want it harder, have the hand further away. Then flip the right hand, and then flip the hands back. So we're just going to start to flow. Flip the right hand, flip the left hand. Flip the left, flip the right. Flip the left, flip the right, flip the right, flip the left. Keep going. Just move through this range of motion for the wrist, for the forearm. Get it one more time. Flip and flip and then flip and flip. Awesome. Round the spine, tuck the chin, and then arc the spine and look up. Back to neutral spine position, back into tabletop. From here, we're going to sweep the left leg straight out to the side, so your foot will be completely off of your mat. You're going to push that foot into the ground as best as you can. Now, try to hug the legs toward each other so you feel an activation in this inner thigh here. So leg muscles are very active, feet pushing into the ground. Then reach that left arm up high to the sky and look all the way up. Full rotation. Take a breath. And then release the left hand down and bring the left knee back into tabletop. Right leg goes out. Push the foot into the floor. You're hugging the legs toward each other so you feel an inner thigh activation. Then the right arm reaches way up high. Look all the way up. Reach that hand down to the ground. Bring the knee back into the floor. Now we're going to flow. Left foot, left arm, reach. Bring it back. Right foot, right hand, reach. Bring it back. Keep going. Left side, right side. Last time, left. Last time, right. And then release back into tabletop. Now from here, you're just simply going to sit back and come to seated position with your feet out in front. Now I'm going to give you a couple of options here. If there's any reason you don't like rolling all the way onto the back, you're just going to stay upright and forward fold from here, lifting and folding. Otherwise, we're going to roll all the way onto the back and flip the feet behind, and then roll up and roll back. Now there's several different ways you can do this. You can do this with straight legs, or you can bend. You can land the toes on the ground when you come forward, or you can try to keep the feet off the ground. So if you want more challenge, try not to touch the feet onto the floor. You could have your hands under your knees, or you could lift the hands off of the knees. Couple more here. Great exercise for spinal mobility. Last one. And then release, roll over the feet, and come back into your tabletop position. Fantastic. All right, we're going to come all the way up to standing, and we're going to continue from there. All right, from standing position, we're going to move up to the front of the mat. Now from here, a couple of warm-up exercises before we move into the rest of our flow. So bring your feet hip-width apart. Lengthen the spine tall. We're just going to reach the arms up, and then I want you just to relax those arms as you drop down, bend the knees round the spine, then come right back up. So a lot of elbow and knee bending as you lower down, bend the knees, bend the elbows, rise back up. And then bend the knees, bend the elbows, lower down, rise back up. Keep going, finding a little bit of flow here. And of course, deep breathing. Really stretch. Let the arms relax. Let the knees bend. About 3 more. Really flow with it. Arms releasing. Last couple. And all the way up, stretch it out. And lower the hands all the way down. Bring the hands onto the hips and bring your feet close together. Now we're just going to step back into a lunge position. So step the right foot back, back, hands to the ground if you need it. Lower the back knee onto the ground. Come up into this upright lunge position. We want to stretch the hip flexor of the back leg. So we're going to do that by pushing the top of the back foot into the ground. Pull the belly in. Now squeeze your leg muscles tight. Squeeze the bottom muscles. You should feel a hip flexor stretch in that right leg. Lengthen up the spine. We're just going to hold here. Squeeze tight. Now you can stay here, or if you would like, reach the arms up, pull the belly in tight, look up. Keep stretching that hip flexor by squeezing your leg muscles tight. Then lower the hands onto the knee and lift the back knee off the ground. Step up to the front of the mat. And if you need to, hands to the floor, take the left foot back. Knee down, hands up onto the front knee. So again, the key to getting this stretch here is the muscle activation. So push the feet down, pull the belly in, squeeze the glutes. If you need even more stretch, you can roll the tailbone down. That will increase the flexibility of that length in that front leg. So hold tight here. Just want to make sure that muscle is warmed up. Then raise the hands up high. Keep the lower body active as you stretch and reach. And then release and lower the hands to the ground and go ahead and step back up to the front of the mat. Come all the way back up to standing, stretch it out, reach, and lower the hands all the way down. Okay, onward, feet close together, hands to the hips, pull the belly in, get yourself lengthened and tall. Lift the right foot off the ground. We're going to slowly swing the right leg behind, lengthen that leg out, try to tilt your chest forward. From here, slowly bend the support leg and land the back foot softly on the ground. So however you can get here, once you're here, step the back foot back 1 step, 2 steps. Bend the front knee deeply so you're down deep in the bend of this front leg. Pull the belly in to protect the low back. Raise the hands up high. Bend the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Start to straighten into the back leg. Notice that stretch in that hip flexor. That's why we warmed it up. Then keep that back leg straight, pull the belly in, arc the spine, look up. Now, bring the palms to touch, bring the hands onto the heart. Lean forward. You might have to hop to launch the back foot off the ground. Try to balance here. Then swing the right knee forward and lower the foot onto the ground. Back to our start position. Send the hands all the way up high. Lower the hands down. Hands onto the hips. Left foot lifts, pull the belly in. Slowly swing the leg behind. Lengthen it out. Then slowly bend the front knee. Try to tap the toes down lightly on the mat. Once the toes land, hop back or step back just a little bit further, and then bend deeply into that front leg. Belly pulls in very tight. Then raise the arms up. Bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back, and look up. So you're arcing the spine. That's where we're using so much abdominal control here. Try to straighten that back leg and feel the hip flexor stretch. And then bring the palms to touch. Draw the hands onto the heart. Lean forward. Hop the back foot a little. Launch it up off the floor. Hold here. Slowly swing the left knee forward. And lower the foot onto the ground. Excellent. Let's repeat the exact same exercise. You know where we're going. Makes it a little easier second time through. Here we go. This time we're going to keep the hands right up on the heart. Right foot lifts. Swing the right leg behind. Try to stretch it all the way back behind as you hinge the chest forward. Then slowly land the foot onto the ground. Deep lunge, deep end of the front leg. Hands reach up high. Bend the elbows, arc the spine, look up. Palms touch, hands to the heart. Lean forward, launch the back foot up. Slowly swing the right knee forward and land the foot onto the ground. Last time, last side. Tall and lengthened, belly active and strong. Left foot lifts. Swing the left leg slowly behind. Feel that balance. Go slow to monitor the balance in the support leg. Then, as slowly and controlled as you can, land the back foot on the ground. Step back a little further. You're deep in the bend of the front leg. Then raise the hands up high. Your back leg feels active. It's straightening. So that's why you feel that stretch in the back leg. Bend the elbows, arc the spine, look up. And then look forward, bring the hands together. Draw the hands onto the heart. Lean forward. Launch the back leg up. And then slowly swing the knee forward. And land the foot onto the ground. Release the hands all the way up high. Give yourself a stretch. And lower the hands all the way down. Good work. Let's go to another flow. So for the second flow, you're going to start all the way up at the front of the mat with the feet hip width apart. Bring the hands onto the heart. Lengthen up the spine. Then sweep the hands all the way up. Look up. Bring the hands all the way down, forward fold, grab around your ankles, drop your head. Then keep the knees bent and look up. Slide the hands to the upper shins. So the knees are bent a little. The back is straight. You're looking way up. Then forward fold back down. From here, you're going to step back into plank pose. Hold long and tall here. And then slowly you can have the knees up or the knees down. We're going to descend the body all the way to the floor. Once you've landed, press your chest up into your cobra position. Squeeze the glutes. Lower back down. Inhale, rise up. This time, curl the toes under. Lift right up into plank pose. And push back into downward facing dog. Now, I would suggest you step the feet a little closer toward the wrist. From that transition, it usually makes it a little easier. First time in your down dog today, bend your knees and push your sternum back toward your kneecaps to lengthen the spine. Now, many of you are going to want to keep the knees bent, but you may find, if you're a little more flexible, that you can straighten into the legs. And then look up. Walk your feet to the middle or to the front of your mat. Hands to the upper shins, just like you did a moment ago. Look up. Forward fold back down. Come all the way to standing. Reach the hands up high. Look up. Lower the hands down. Excellent. Again, reach it up high. Stretch it out. Forward fold all the way down. Hands to the upper shins. Look up. Really stretch the spine here. Pull the belly in tight. Slide the hands down. Bring the hands onto the floor. Now step the other foot back first into plank pose. Hold here. 3, 2, 1. Knees up or knees down. You choose what's best for you. Lower your body down onto the floor. Once you've landed softly, point the toes back. Push the chest up off the floor. Just the chest, not the thighs. So the elbows are bent here. The glutes are firing. Your thighs are still down on the floor. Lower back down. And repeat. Rise up to your cobra. Shoulders away from the ears. Curl the toes under. Lift right up into your plank. Push back into downward facing dog. Pull your belly in tight. So again, you might consider bending the knees. It's a good idea for downward facing dog. Bent knees is really, really helpful. If you're extra flexible, go ahead and straighten the legs. Try not to shift your weight into your hands. Shift your weight toward your feet. Keep the belly pulled in. Walk your feet to the middle or to the front of your mat. Hands to the upper shins, look up. Really take the shoulders away from the ears and forward fold. Push all the way to standing, reach up high and lower just the hands down. Awesome work. We're going to add to it and go one more time. Here we go. Breathing in, hands reach up. Breathing out, forward fold. Hands to the upper shins, look up. Forward fold back down. Right foot steps back. Left foot steps back, plank pose. Knees up or knees down, lower your body to the floor. This time, just one time, lift to cobra, chest up, and then right up into your plank pose. Push back, downward facing dog. Again, walk the feet in a little. And then this time you're going to bring the feet together. So sides of the big toes touch. Now the added element is you're going to reach the right leg back behind. You can just keep the hips level, or if you would like more challenge, open the hip. Look toward your right, underneath your right armpit. If this is too much, then you can just do a normal downward dog here. Take one more breath, stretch, and then slowly bring the right foot onto the ground. Left foot lifts. You can keep the hips level, or if you want more, open the hip, point the toes toward the ceiling, try to look underneath your arm. And then bring that foot onto the ground, separate the feet, walk your feet up to the middle or the front of your mat. Hands to the upper shins, look up. And forward fold back down. Come all the way to standing, reach up high. And lower the hands all the way down. And roll out those shoulders. Great job with that flow. The more you do it, the easier it will become. Let's keep going. We'll head down onto the floor into the kneeling position. So once you're here, we're going to make sure to stabilize the low body. So the feet and the knees are hip width apart. We're going to push the feet firmly into the ground. So we're going to stabilize this kneeling position by pushing the feet down. Next, hug the legs toward each other to feel the inner leg muscles working and pull the belly in. So you're very solid and connected here in the lower body. Now from here, raise the arms up, pull the belly in. You're going to reach the right arm forward The left arm is going to reach behind, twist. Look back to the backhand. Keep the belly pulled in, squeeze the glutes, push the feet into the floor. Stay tall here. Then reach the arms up and go the other direction. Left arm forward, right arm reaches back, look back to the backhand. So stay solid here. This is the most important part, is your stabilization. So squeeze your bottom, pull the belly in, reach the arms up, and we do that again. Over to the left, look all the way around. And then up and over to the right. Look all the way behind. Back to center, lower the hands down, and we're going to take this another step. Arms reach up high. Stabilize that lower body. Make sure you're really using your bottom, using your feet, using the belly. Open out to the left. Now this time, you can bring the backhand, the left hand, onto the back of your leg or onto the calf. Maybe use the fingers or maybe the heel. Another trick, curl the toes under, makes it easier to reach the heel. So do any of those tricks that you need to get a solid handhold with the left hand. Then lengthen up, stretch it out, and lean back. Make sure you're really using your glutes and your abdominals here. Squeeze tight, 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 tight. Don't overreach this. If your hand is on the back of your thigh, that's fantastic. And then power yourself up, squeeze your muscles tight and lift. And we switch sides. Left arm forward, right hand behind. Bring your hand onto your thigh, your calf, or your heel. Lengthen it up, squeeze your belly tight, squeeze the glutes very tight. Your glute muscles are firing the whole time here. Stretch it out, reach. And then lift yourself up, raise the hands up high, and we do it one more time. Open it out, keep the belly pulled in. Your low back should feel relatively flat there. It's not, you want to try to not have a huge back bend there. That's how you protect the low back. Bring the hand into the position that's best for you. Pull that belly in tight. Remember, we're not going to try to overarch that low back. So that's why you're using your glutes and pulling the belly in very tight. And then power yourself up. Last one here, rotate to the right. Right hand down into the best position for you. Get your full engagement, glutes and belly. Push the feet into the ground. And then reach and reach and reach. And then release and lift all the way up. Bring the hands onto the ground. Nicely done. Into tabletop position. Round the spine and tuck the chin. And then arc the spine and look up. And then back to neutral spine position. And then from here, we're just going to simply come back to seated position. So any way you can get to your seated position. And we're going to bend the knees, heels down onto the ground, lengthen that spine up very tall. So get yourself as lifted as you can. Then we're going to walk the heels in until you find a balance point. So you're going to roll from the sit bones toward the tailbone. You're kind of right in between the two. So if you think about that for a second, I'm not sitting firmly on the sit bones, but I'm also not too far back to the tailbone. You're kind of right in between. Then you walk the feet in a little more until you can lift the feet off the ground, balancing here. Now you can hold here or lift the arms out in front. If you would like more challenge, lift your feet so that your shins are parallel to the ground. Hold here, one breath. Cross one ankle over the top of the other. Bring the feet onto the ground. You're going to widen the knees and forward fold in between the knees. Drop down. And then rise up. Come right up into your boat again. Heels to the ground. Lengthen the spine. Lean back. Lift the feet up. Easier option, hands under the knees with the feet close to the ground. Or more challenge, lift the arms and lift the feet. Now try to steady the breath. Hold. Cross the other ankle over the top. Lower the feet to the ground. Spread the knees wide. Forward fold. And then coming back up and lengthen out your legs. We're going to slowly roll all the way down onto the mat. All right, let the feet widen, let the toes drop to the outsides. You can either have your hands on your belly, or you might enjoy having the hands on the floor with the palms facing upward. And let's take a moment here with the eyes closed. And at the end of our flow, we just give ourselves this opportunity to enjoy stillness and silence. Watch the rise of the belly as you breathe in. And watch the fall of the belly as you breathe out. Notice how good it feels to relax the face, relax the chest, relax the left arm, relax the right arm, relax the back muscles, relax the hips and the bottom muscles, relax the right leg, relax the left leg. Notice how your body feels heavy into the ground. This indicates you've come into a complete state of relaxation. Of course, you're welcome to stay here as long as you like. If you are ready to end your practice, then please move very slowly as you wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And then bend up the knees. Curl yourself up as you roll up to upright seated position. And please feel free to place your hands on your legs, or perhaps hands across the chest, or maybe in the prayer position, do what feels best to you. Do lengthen out that spine, draw the chin down toward the heart. And in this moment, we pause for gratitude, appreciation for the beauty of the day. And thank you so much for joining me today for flow number 1. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Good job staying ahead today.